Please come forward. Thank you for coming tonight, and whenever you're ready, you may begin. We have you down for a 10-minute presentation.
Thank you, Chair Simmons, and thank you all the trustees for the opportunity to speak. My name is Allison Barrett-George. I want to begin by quoting the well-known writer and activist Jane Jacobs, with whom I'm sure you're very familiar, whose advocacy for vibrant cities and distinct neighborhoods makes her one of the most respected voices in urban planning. Quote, "Cities have the capability of providing something for everybody only because and only when they are created by everybody." In that spirit, I'm grateful for the opportunity to address the trustees and the community as a parent, and to add my voice to the varied, superb presentations of adults and children especially, the awesome kids who have already spoken, in hopes that together we may create something that will indeed provide something for everyone. I understand the principle of counsel in the round, but I wish that I was not having my back to most of the people who are actually listening, so I apologize for that, and I'll try to speak clearly. I would like to speak as a parent to the potential closing of Prince Philip School, why I believe closing Prince Philip would be a great loss to the city, to the community, to the neighborhood, and families whose children attend there. Of course, my family is one of those families who will immediately be affected by its closing. In junior kindergarten and grade 1, my children have just begun the start of their school experience. They're at the most fragile state of developing an interest in and enthusiasm for school in general, but for their own school in particular. So yes, this is a personal issue for my 2 daughters, my husband, and our family, but that is not why I'm against the closing of this unique school. We have heard that financial considerations and physical plant are a big part of this decision, and understand that the board has struggled mightily with budget and priorities this year. And to be honest, I do take my hat off to each one of you. Having served in a number of capacities as both a community leader and a volunteer, I can only too well imagine the depth and breadth of the challenges that face you as you try to realize an infinitely inspiring and ambitious vision with a frustratingly finite budget. And I'm very serious. I do understand how hard I'm sure it's been. We have read the reports detailing the age and suggested repairs needed, and undoubtedly improvements can be imagined in all 3 schools. Yet I'm reminded again of the words of Jane Jacobs, who says, "Cities need old buildings so badly it is probably impossible for vigorous streets and districts to grow without them. For really new ideas of any kind, no matter how ultimately profitable or otherwise successful some of them might prove to be, there is no leeway for trial, error, and experimentation in the high overhead economy of new construction. Old ideas can sometimes use new buildings, but new ideas must use old buildings." End quote. As Jacob says, the high overhead economy of new construction in this day and age makes wagering that new improved schools are better than existing schools a high-risk activity. If we are wrong, there is no going back for the community or for the budget. It is a Pandora's box that cannot be closed once a cherished school is shuttered and a vibrant community center becomes a vacant lot. I want to say that I also hope that considerations other than financial can play a larger role in these deliberations. I doubt that any of you are raising your children to believe that the only important consideration to take into account is money when trying to arrive at a decision. Indeed, especially when it comes to opening our children's minds, many other considerations are much closer to my heart and higher up on my value list. Things hard to quantify and budget for, but undeniably more valuable. And yes, Lauren, I'm a minister by profession, so I love mushy words like values. They may indeed refer to something that outlasts us all, as well as our buildings. Indeed, like you, I'm trying to teach my child that things like respect for others, honoring diversity, openness to other cultures, caring for the environment, quality of life, closeness of family, the importance of friendship, honesty and integrity in how you speak and how you listen to each other are the highest values, and are the touchstones we should use when we try to decide what is most important in life. So how ironic it would be if the decisions about the very places where we try to inculcate and encourage the growth of these human qualities were made with these considerations further down the list than the mere financial. And I know that's simplistic, but I want to still put it in context. I do want the trustees to take much more into account than money, indeed to place these values that I cherish so much above money. I want you to consider, as so many have said, that Prince Philip serves a neighborhood that is unique, diverse socioeconomically, ethnically, culturally, and religiously, where many children walk to school and are picked up by parents and grandparents or ride their bikes safely through small side streets surrounding it. Within this diversity are many immigrant families from all over the world who bring a richness to Prince Philip's community that is unique. I want my children to grow up in a community that is a real representation of the world as it is in all its diversity, and of Hamilton as it really is. I want them to see that hard work and a commitment to education cuts across all lines and connects them and their classmates and their parents. This school has a shared purpose and a community spirit that is truly unique. I believe that this spirit exists specifically because of its small size, its situation in the neighborhood, its physical location nestled up under the mountain in an area that draws many people on foot to its doors, its socioeconomic mix, immigrants, and the rich wealth of backgrounds represented by the students and their families. If it is combined or absorbed into another school in Westdale and on the other side of Main Street, its unique character will be lost. I also have to say I deeply fear for children as young as 4 years old crossing such a major artery into Hamilton during rush hour, even when they are accompanied. I don't know about your 4-year-old, but ours does not always listen to parental admonitions to stop, wait, or hold my hand. I fear an accident waiting to happen with parents trying to cross, and cannot understand the logic of keeping 2 schools open who are virtually beside each other while closing another unique neighborhood school that gathers a different and diverse group of families in a different location. Transferring children across Main Street will change the nature of the way that many of them get to school as well, to their detriment, as many have said. My children are also in a program unique in the province, a jewel in Hamilton's crown, and the Mandarin and English Acquisition Program, which provides a vital link of language and culture to Chinese-born Canadian children, something they cannot receive anywhere else in the province, incredibly, not in Toronto or Markham or anywhere else. Prince Philip's small size and neighborhood nature provide the perfect cradle within which this very unique and special baby rests. Transferred to another school, the program would be dwarfed and overwhelmed, as would the children on the playground. Many of them now speak Mandarin to each other at play, but this uniqueness is very hard to maintain against a larger dominant culture. I have spent 4 years and countless hours learning Chinese myself, and tutoring and coaching my own children, along with a village of help to get my girls to JK still speaking and understanding Mandarin, the only adopted children that I know who still spoke Mandarin when they got to school. And along comes Prince Philip with this amazing program. I couldn't believe it. I know it is promised that the Mandarin program would be transferred, but an awful lot of learning and esteeming of a native language takes place in the in-between times between parents. I want my girls to have the unique environment of Prince Philip in which to love and learn about the language and culture of their birth. I'm certain it would be swallowed up by the dominant culture of a larger school. Vibrant cities are made up of neighborhoods, and vibrant schools are made up of unique and diverse programming. Again, Jane Jacobs, the point of cities is multiplicity of choice, and design is people. We need to ask most of all how the unique community of people that create this wonderful school and are served by it will benefit from its closing. How will our city be diminished by less multiplicity of choice? And what about the people that the buildings are designed for? My husband, Dr. Peter George, was for 15 years the president of McMaster University, and bringing up the Innovation Park just on a side, that has only begun to be filled and utilized. It's going to be an absolute economic engine for the area. It's safe to say he's passionate about education. In my capacity as a parish minister, I made developing the wholeness of the children under my care my biggest priority. I wanted to develop their conscience, their minds, their hearts, their social awareness, and their openness of spirit. We are both huge proponents of excellence in public education, and so are the teachers and staff at Prince Philip. The school has a spirit unlike any other. You can feel it the moment you walk through the door. To be honest, we could have chosen any school for our children. We didn't choose our excellent local school, Rousseau School. We didn't choose Lee Academy or Colin MacDonald. We didn't choose Hillfield. We chose Prince Philip. I don't believe that closing one of the schools Closing one of the schools is the only option before us. It is not certainly the most creative, life-giving one. There are so many ways of raising funds and thinking outside the box. I believe we'll be all enriched if 3 schools stay open while we put our best minds to the opportunity at hand. I'll close with the words of my 6-year-old daughter, Lily Rose George, who just started school in September and yet greets me with, "Mama, I love my school," when I pick her up every day after school. Before I left, she said, "Mama, why can't I go and tell them not to close my school?" So I'm telling you, Lily Rose says, please don't close my school.
Questions for clarification? I'm looking for a motion. Thank you, Trustee Turkstra, to receive.
Yes, please.
And Trustee Orban, thank you. All those in favor? It's unanimous, and I thank you for coming to speak with us tonight.
Thank you for the time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.